So this is a poem called The Invitation by a character called Orion Mountain Dreamer, and I would love to apply half of this stuff to my life. It does not interest me what you do for a living. I want to know what you ache for, and if you dare to dream of meeting your heart's longing. It does not interest me how old you are. I want to know if you will risk looking like a fool for love, for your dreams, for the adventure of being alive. It does not interest me what planets are squaring your moon. I want to know if you have touched the centre of your own sorrow, if you've been opened by life's betrayals, or have become shriveled and closed from fear of future pain. I want to know if you can sit with pain, mine or your own, without moving to hide it, or fade it, or fix it. I want to know if you can be with joy, mine or your own, if you can dance with wildness and let ecstasy fill you to the tips of your fingers and toes, without cautioning us to be careful, be realistic, or to remember the limitations of being human. It does not interest me if the story you are telling me is true. I want to know if you can disappoint another to be true to yourself, if you can bear the accusation of betrayal and not betray your own soul. I want to know if you can be faithful and therefore be trustworthy. I want to know if you can see the beauty even when it's not pretty every day, and if you can source your life from God's presence. I want to know if you can live with failure, yours and mine, and still stand on the edge of a lake and shout to the silver of the full moon, yes. It does not interest me where you live or how much money you have. I want to know if you can get up after a night of grief and despair, weary and bruised to the bone, and do what needs to be done for the children. It does not interest me who you are or how you came to be here. I want to know if you will stand in the centre of the fire with me and not shrink back. It does not interest me where or what or with whom you have studied. I want to know what sustains you from the inside when all else falls away. I want to know if you can be alone with yourself, and if you truly like the company you keep in the empty moments. Thank you very, very much for being experimental this weekend. Please, I want to carry on doing this, so please tell anyone you think might like to do something like this to come to my website and see the list of these workshops and the Transforming Shadows and the What About You project builders. I do one-on-one sessions for anyone that wants to go deeper into any one thing. But even if you don't want to do a one-on-one session and you want to ask for some support about something, please feel free to email me. And whether you're emailing me or you're emailing anyone for support or something, be very specific about what you want. I mention this because I've received a lot of emails where people say, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Any advice you could give me would be really gratefully received. That's a wasted email, because no one's got time to think about what advice you might need. But if someone writes to me and says, I'm doing a project in the Amazon, and it's to do with ayahuasca, and I wanted to know if you knew any tribal, inns with tribal people there that I could hook up with. Yes, I know 2 people I could introduce you. Dear so-and-so, sort them out, bang. Email done, I've connected you up. So if you want to ask me for something specific. You're more likely to get something. Thank you for playing with me, and let's gather up the energy in our tummies and make sure when we go back out into the world, we're very, very much aware of how open these things make us. It seems open now. When you go out into overwhelm land, it can be very overwhelming. your sensitivities have been massively raised by the games you've jumped into.